about beaches. Part of the appeal for some people who moved to California was the image of orange groves, exotic mountains, being near the water, things regularly depicted in propaganda. Despite an 1893 law that allowed black people to use any beach in the state, access was limited. A beach at Bay Street in Santa Monica, which was open from 1905 to 1961, was referred to as Inkwell because all of the visitors were black. In 1922, the Santa Monica Bay Protective League successfully stopped a black investment group from making a resort with Inkwell Beach access at the base of Pico. The beach options were few. The popular Bruce's Beach Resort at Manhattan Beach was opened in 1912 by Charles and Willa Bruce. Willa, who ran the day-to-day as Charles worked as a cook on trains, told the LA Times, "Whenever we have tried to buy land for a beach resort, we have been refused. But I own this land and I'm going to keep it." The 32 by 100 foot lot started off humble, with a small portable trailer with refreshments, bathing suits, and changing areas. Because people didn't just have bathing suits laying around, they could rent one of Willa's. Bruce's Beach took less than an hour to reach via the Electric Railway Company's balloon trolley route from downtown LA. Before long, Bruce's Beach had expanded into a two-story building with bounteous fried fish meals and surf bathing and live music, contests, and events thrown by local black businesses, including the California Eagle. An October 1917 article detailed a moonlight truck ride to Bruce Beach, where 36 young people were treated to a delicious dinner, dancing, and an orchestra. Bruce's Beach pissed off white officials, like a city clerk who answered a man's inquiry about property values on Manhattan Beach. Every so often they have a coon picnic, and it is attended by about 75 to 150 coon Pullman porters and their friends. You can imagine how much this would depreciate property values in that neighborhood. It is the only colored family that lives within the corporate limits of Manhattan. If it wasn't for that fact, I would consider this a bargain at about the assessed valuation. Wrote Rosanna Shaw for the Los Angeles Times, "White neighbors resented Bruce's growing popularity. Tires were slashed. The Ku Klux Klan purportedly set fire to a mattress under the main deck and torched a black-owned home nearby. Fake 10 minutes only parking signs were posted to deter black out-of-town folk. To reach the ocean, visitors had to walk an extra half mile around white property, who had lined it with security and no trespassing signs." More black families bought property nearby eventually, and in 1924, the city used eminent domain to close the resort and other properties, prompting a 5-year lawsuit. The land would sit vacant for decades, while Willa and Charles were given a measly $14,500 settlement, far less than the $120,000 they had sought. The Bruce descendants got the land back in 2022 and sold it back to the city for $20 million. 40 minutes away from Los Angeles in Huntington Beach, a black-owned resort burned to the ground a day before opening in 1926. Wrote Eric Skindred, "Buildings rose on 7 acres near the intersection of today's Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. The completed club would have included a dance pavilion for 1,500 guests, a restaurant for 700, a grocery store, a drugstore, and a 200-unit tent city, among other amenities. With annual fees of $50 to $80, the club was going to be a beacon for the black middle and upper class of LA. But the arson, which remained unsolved, destroyed that. So, during the 20th century, the beach was often left out of the Black Angelo experience.